Hi. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how we can make a shape in Desmos. So here's a little crescent moon shape that I want to try to make. Okay. So remember, that's the shape we want to make. So we can see that there's a parabola here, there's a parabola here, there's one here, and there's another one here. Okay. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put them all together and then cut them off where we don't want to. Okay. So let's say I want my crescent moon shape to start there. So that means I want one parabola that opens down. Okay. So let's try, and I know that the vertex is going to be at 0, 5. Okay. So I'll start my parabola with just x squared plus 5. And we know that it really has to be negative x squared plus 5. Right? So that looks like a pretty good start to the inside of the moon, of that crescent shape. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to cut that parabola off from here to here. Okay. So if you click there, there's 0, 5. So that means the x coordinate is 0, and here the x coordinate is negative 2.236. Okay. So that means here I want to open a curl bracket and go negative 2.236 is less than x, which is less than 0. Okay, so that traps my x values between that and that. Okay, so now I know that I want to make the bottom half of that shape right here. So that'll be an equation of a parabola that opens up at a vertex of 0, negative 5. Right? So y equals x squared minus 5. So there's my parabola. And again, I want to trap it between the same 2 points, negative 2.236 and 0. Okay? So curly bracket, negative 2.236 is less than x, less than 0. So there's the inside part of that crescent shape that I want. Okay? Now, if we go back to my shape, so now I want this outside part. Okay, so that obviously means that we're going to need some wider parabolas. Okay? So let's just try y equals, if I want to make a parabola look wider, it means I want to vertically compress it. So let's try 0.5 x squared, and then plus 5. And I know I need it to open down, so I'll make it negative. Okay, so I obviously want it to stretch quite a bit more. So let's go and make it 0.02. Perfect. Okay, so 0.02 stretches it out here. Okay, and again, now I want to cut it off between negative 5 and 0. Okay, so curly bracket, negative 5 is less than x, which is less than 0. So there's that top part, and now I want to just make the bottom part, which is going to be a similar parabola. So I can even just copy and paste that, and I know I want it to open up, and I want it to go down to negative 5. Right? And since I already copy and pasted the correct boundaries, they're done. Okay? So there's my crescent moon type shape. Okay? So that's how we can do a parabola in Desmos. Now, I do want to point out one other thing that I wanted you to do, right? I wanted you to actually show me equations. So let's say we're looking at this green equation. Okay? Well, the way that I want you to do this is, you know that the vertex is 0, 5. Okay? So if you want to show me how to get an equation from vertex form, right? Remember, part of your assignment is showing me 3 equations, right? One of them needs to be in vertex form, one of them factored form, and one of them just describing the transformations. And then you'll have to do another one using whatever method you want, and then a couple more if you want a level 4, right? So that means this parabola here has a vertex at 0, 5. Okay, so we'll start with that. So a vertex at 0, 5 means it looks like a x minus 0 squared plus 5. Right? Now, I know that I can simplify this and say x minus 0 is just x squared plus 5. Okay, and now I need another point, right? So that other point is, for example, right there, right? So negative 5, 0. Or I can also pick any point I want, right? You can pick any point on the parabola, but negative 5, 0 seems to be pretty good. Okay, you can also pick this point if you want, negative 4.05. So let's do negative 4, 1.8. Okay, so negative 4, 1.8, that's the xy coordinate. So this passes through negative 4, 1.8. So that means that we can say the y value, 1.8, is equal to a times negative 4 squared plus 5. Okay, so that means 1.8 minus 5 is equal to a times negative 4 squared, which is 16. Right? And now 1.8 minus 5 is negative 3.2 is equal to a times 16. So that means a is negative 3.2. Oh, sorry. Negative 3.2 divided by 16, which is 0.2. Okay, so that now tells me that my equation, negative 0.2. So that tells me that my equation is negative 0.2 x squared plus 5. Okay, so that's how you could find an equation if you hadn't just guessed it, right? So that's what I want. I want you to be able to find a few of the equations for me algebraically. Okay, so find that a value algebraically. If I wanted to do one with the x-intercept, well, I know that this one has x-intercept negative 5 and positive 5 if I hadn't cut it off. So I can use those two x-intercepts to find the a value. Okay, so that's your assignment. All right.